Good morning, everyone. We are live and on the air. Oop, I have my headset on. Shouldn't be on. We are live and on the air for Secure and Soar, the CEO's Guide to Cybersecurity and AI Success. I'm so glad that you're here with me today. I'm Earl Kelly, CEO of Cydian Group, bringing you over 30 years of experience and insight from my days as a former CIO of a large insurance agency. As your award winning cyber evangelist, I'm here every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern to help you stay always on and always ahead. Now, if you're a CEO, a business owner, or a leader who's trying to cut through the noise and technology and get down to what really matters, you're in the right place. My mission every week is simple: to give you the truth without the fluff so you can make better decisions that protects your profit, your people, and your reputation. So here's our roadmap for today. First, I'll give you a little background on who I am, why I'm here. Then we'll cut through the noise and talk about the real signal in cybersecurity and AI right now. We'll look at who this impacts, what it costs, and most importantly, what you actually control. Finally, I'm going to show you how you can leverage all of this, not just to protect yourself, but to actually grow. After that, I'll share an important AI myth of the week, and then we'll give you a live demo of some truly cutting edge AI in action. Then we'll circle back and decide what your next steps should be. So for those of you who don't know who I am or maybe new here, my name is Earl Kelly, and I've been in technology for over 3 decades. Before founding Cydian Group, I served as the CIO for a large insurance agency. At Cydian Group, we specialize in helping growth-minded CEOs in industries like legal, insurance, and other small to medium-sized businesses nationwide. We don't just install firewalls and hope for the best. We protect profits. We enhance reputations, and we harness AI so that your teams can operate smarter, faster, and more securely. We're based right here in beautiful downtown Jacksonville, Florida. Actually, we're in San Marco on a beautiful day today. We just had a nor'easter come in, and we actually want to be outside working today, but we're inside making sure our clients are safe. So between myself and my team, we bring over 75 years of combined technology experience. In short, we have seen it all, and our goal is to make sure that you don't have to learn the hard way. So let's talk about the signal beyond the noise, because let's face it, every week you're bombarded with headlines about hacks, breaches, AI breakthroughs, and more doom scrolling than you can probably stomach. But what's the real signal for business leaders like you? Well, here it is. Cyber attacks are at an all-time high, and they're getting smarter. Almost 50% of all cyber attacks now target small businesses. Nearly 70% of small and medium-sized businesses reported at least one attempted breach this year. And yet only 18% of those say that they feel prepared. Now think about that. 8 out of every 10 business leaders right now are admitting that they're walking into a fight unarmed. And when an attack happens, the average downtime after a ransomware event this year is 24 days. That's nearly a month, a full month, without being fully operational. What could a month of lost productivity do to your organization? For that matter, you have lost customer trust. And here's the part that should keep you up at night. Hackers aren't just coming at you with brute force anymore. They're using AI to supercharge their attacks. We've seen some deep fake phone calls that sound exactly like your CFO. We have AI crafted phishing kits that sail right past all of your filters, and automation that can blast out attacks at hundreds of companies simultaneously, looking for the one weak spot. So this is what's really going on. Let me ground this in reality with a few examples. Just this summer, a major breach at FEMA forced the dismissal of 24 employees, including the CIO and the CISO. And for those of you who don't know that industry jargon, the CIO is the Chief Information Officer, and the CISO is the Chief Information Security Officer. Hackers exploited reactivated credentials without proper multi-factor authentication. That's a reminder that even with a $500 million cybersecurity budget, a single weak control can undo everything. Meanwhile, TransUnion disclosed that a breach at a third-party vendor exposed personal data for over 4.4 million people. Credit files weren't leaked, but the data was enough to fuel phishing, identity theft, and fraud. And if you're in Australia, TPG Telecom revealed that sensitive details of 280,000 IINet customers were leaked. That includes modem setup passwords. So imagine the trust erosion and the opportunities for cyber criminals with that kind of access. Now, I'm not telling you these stories to scare you. I'm telling you them because they're not hypothetical. They happen every single week to companies just like yours. So the truth is, it impacts everyone, but it hits small businesses hardest. Why? Because we run lean. We don't have room for error, and we don't have big IT teams that just wait on the sidelines. So here's the sobering stat. More than 60% of small businesses that experience a major cyber incident close their doors within 6 months. That means for many, it's not just a bad week, it's game over. Now let's talk about the cost. And we're not just talking about the cost of downtime. We're talking about regulatory penalties, lawsuits, brand damage, and yes, even leadership turnover. The cost of a cyber incident today ranges anywhere from $150,000 on the low end to over $2.2 million on the high end. And we're even seeing some now in the billions. I know a professional firm right here in Jacksonville that spent $65,000 just on recovery. But the real loss was they lost their top 4 clients because their trust was shaken. And once that trust is gone, it's incredibly hard to get it back. But here's the good news for you. You can't stop threats from existing, but you absolutely can control how your business responds. You can control how quickly you adapt. You can control who you choose as your partner, and you can control how seriously you take cybersecurity and AI. The right partner doesn't just bring security, they bring speed, they bring efficiency, and they bring trust. So here's the exciting part, and it often gets overlooked. Cybersecurity and AI aren't just defensive tools, they are growth tools. One of our legal clients recently invested in a cybersecurity upgrade, but instead of hiding it in the IT closet, they put it front and center in their proposals. They literally said, here's how we protect your sensitive data. And the result, they won 2 new corporate contracts worth $300,000 annually. So that's the difference between looking at security as an expense versus leveraging it as a competitive advantage. Now, before we move into the myth and the demo, let me pause here and invite you to something I call the Cyber plus AI Profit Session. And here's how it works. We'll sit down with you and your leadership team. We'll assess your risk. We'll run a dark web scan to see if your employee credentials are already out there. We'll simulate a phishing attack and then show you how to harness AI to run faster and safer. Now, let's set some expectations. I'm not going to tell you that this is for everyone. It's not. If you're perfectly happy flying blind, downtime and lost clients don't concern you, then don't call me. But if you'd like to clarify or have clarity on where your risks are, and if you'd like to see practical ways that AI can actually make your team more efficient, then this session is designed for you. Fair enough? You can book the session at cydian.group/risk or call us directly at 904-907-8503. Again, that's cydian.group/risk or 904-907-8503. And I want to stress that this is not a tech conversation. This is a business growth conversation. So I also provided on the screen a QR code. So you can just scan that, go right in there, fill out the form, and let's have a session on that. So now let's bust this week's AI myth. Our AI myth of the week, and I hear this all the time, AI is going to replace my people, or AI will let me hire less people. the truth is, AI doesn't replace leaders or teams, it actually augments them. And studies have shown that when professionals are trained to use AI effectively, they produce 40% higher quality work, complete tasks 25% faster, and get 12% more done overall. But Earl, you told me I need to have a policy for AI. I did. And that brings me to our demo of the week. So in this week's demo, I'm going to share my screen with you. And every week we use a different tool, AI tool. Sometimes we use ChatGPT, sometimes we use Gemini, sometimes we use Grok. Today we're going to use Super Grok. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Super Grok to draft an AI usage policy for me. For a 50-person legal firm, include guidelines for client data protection, AI-generated content approval, and compliance with HIPAA and GLBA, and make it simple for employees to understand. Now, before I hit enter, I'm going to tell you that this is not a finished product when we pull it up. So I'm going to hit enter, and we're going to have Grok format this. All right. So Grok has now created an AI usage policy. Okay, took a couple of seconds, put together an AI usage policy. Now, again, as I said, this is not the finished product, but this is how Grok and AI can help you get from zero to a strong first draft in minutes. And then on top of that, we layer compliance, risk government, and employee enablement. And this is exactly what we uncover for you. So you just solved a problem that you didn't even know how to start on. You demonstrated that AI can help with that. Now, I would say this. I would also run this through your attorney once you've created a first draft, because AI is not an attorney and AI doesn't always get it right, specifically in your area. So always make sure that when you create something with AI, that you run that through your attorney, your legal department, etc. Don't take AI's word as gospel. All right. So again, we use all different types of AI, but that's exactly what I wanted to show you. So let's circle back. Now we've talked about the risk. We've looked at real examples. We've seen how AI is both a threat and an opportunity, and we've looked at what the future could hold. So here's my question to you. Do you want to keep reacting to technology, or do you want to get ahead of it? Because if you want to get ahead, the next step is simple. Schedule your cyber and AI profit session. We'll help you uncover risk you may not even know about. We'll show you where your team is vulnerable, and we'll map out how AI can be your growth multiplier and not a liability. Now, if we meet and it's not a fit, no harm done. You'll walk away with more clarity than you had before. But if it is a fit, then you'll have a roadmap to make sure your business is stronger, safer, and more profitable. So is that worth the conversation? I think so. You can book that conversation at cydian.group/risk, or you can call us at 904-907-8503. Again, you can scan the QR code on the screen. Thanks so much for joining me today. As always, stay secure, stay smart, and always keep soaring. I'll see you next Wednesday right here at 11 a.m. Eastern. And as always, be absolutely kind to each other. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a great day.